Hey guys, what's up? It's Tony the Soy Sauce Assassin. It is Wednesday. We're doing the Wednesday single cigar thing. Hey Fernando's and Joseph. Joseph's on and Joe is on. That's weird. Like the chat kind of work, chat kind of don't work. Uh, in a weird way. I don't know. But today, just the software works a lot better than last time. So hopefully it will last the night while I smoke. So today I'm smoking this Casa Cueva Lancero Habano Flaco. You guys know that I don't like Lanceros, but this particular Lancero is quite thick. So I'm hoping that this is actually pretty good. So we'll find out. We'll find out to see if this is good enough. Right? Good enough. I'm looking at the cap. This cap is tiny. Again, I don't know how people smoke their Lanceros, but this particular one, the cap is tiny with a little pigtail at the end. So I don't know. I'm debating whether or not to cut it or just rip it off. Yeah, I just ripped it. By just ripping it, there was enough draw already, so I'm just gonna smoke it as is. Also say hi to Zhang Ji. I think he just subscribed today. I think I got a message earlier about that. Very woodsy in the beginning. Oh god. Very woodsy in the beginning, a little bit pepper. Yeah, literally you don't have to cut this. You just rip the head off. Very cedary, very peppery. But it's not a spicy peppery. It's like a pepper taste. A little bit of tingle, but not like burning. It's just a little bit. A little bit of the spice, like star anise. Hey Travis. And there's like a dry grass flavor into this. There's a dry grass weird taste to this, like slightly dry of a taste. It's not too bad. It's just kind of like, I think that particular bitterness separates the other flavor as well. So it's actually doing a good job. Not like, oh my god, that's a bad taste, you know. I don't know. I figured like with this length, it's almost like one of those tiny cigar size. It's almost a Corona kind of gauge. It will have some complexity. It does, but it still does that thing with the Lancero for me. Like it has all the flavor in one shot. It doesn't transition. It doesn't change. It's just one puff, all the flavor all together. Imagine if you go to eat a meal or eat here. Imagine you got a plate and you put mayonnaise on it, you put ketchup on it, and you put mustard on it, and you use a spoon to swirl it and then taste it. And that's how it's like for Lancero to me. All right. Something for like a regular gauge, Robusto, Toros. Usually the flavor is more like French food, with layers of taste. That you taste one thing first, like, I taste the wood, then wood goes away, and then pepper comes in, and then pepper goes away, and then maybe nuttiness comes in, and then nuttiness goes away, like this transition to it. But for Lancero, it always feels like it's everything bunched together, hits you all at once, and disappear relatively quickly. That seems to be the issue for me when it comes to Lancero. But for some reason, this just looks bigger. Let me compare it. I think it's the same size, but it just feels bigger. It feels bigger. Yeah, it's definitely bigger in gauge. I mean, this is the egg roll. You can tell like this gauge is bigger. You see that this gauge is bigger. So This is slightly bigger gauge than the typical Lanceros. Right? I agree with that. I mean, yeah, it is in the teens, right? It's like $12, so it's still not a cheap cigar, but for that kind of quality, I actually think that is pretty cheap for $12. Hey Matthew. Alright, so I actually think that's really, really good. Now that I already took a few puffs, I want to know why you guys are smoking today. I feel like I haven't been really asking about that question lately. It's just about, it's always topic. And today, since there's not much topic, I really want to kind of talk about what you guys are smoking and what's going on. Try to stay away from politics today because I think I have enough politics this morning. So what are you guys smoking tonight? Let me know. While I'm at this, I might as well check this. So today, what is today? Today is the 5th of the month. Again, I am going to New York for 22nd meeting with everybody. So if you can show up on the 22nd, we will go there. I know that a few of you talked about going to Casa de Monte Cristo. I've been there a few times. I don't think that they have a good enough selection in their humidor, but that could just be me. I just feel like I like to go to a place where the selection is big, and it's not something that, if I sit in there, I don't get to shop. I like to support the store. So so I like to support the stores, and I would rather have something to buy, some to be able to find some interesting cigar. And Casa de Monte Cristo are usually not a place that you can find a lot of good cigars. They have a lot of their own brand. They have some boutique, not really boutique brand, like average cigars, and they have few of their own store brand. That was pretty much it. And in terms of the place, it's like a long hallway that you will see, and then there's a side, and there's chairs, almost like you're going down a hallway of some sort of Italian mobster place, but in that hallway you have all those Italians sit to the side, and there's a door right in front of it. If you open the door, you see the boss in there with the round table. It feels like that. Isa del Sol, Maduro, Cigarello. Oh, someone's going light today. Gloria Cubana Lancero, okay. Look who's here. Chapin, what's up? So let me talk about the things that we have available for swag, because I know that a lot of new members don't know what we have left. What we have left is lapel pin stickers. Lapel pin stickers, clean, static clean. We still have static cleans, and we have patches. We still have patches, and that's pretty much it. We have a few more coins. And in terms of the trucker hat, I think the people actually want that trucker hat. I don't know. I ordered like 24 boxes to fit that trucker hat, because I realized all the boxes I have does not fit that trucker hat. I thought about putting into that Shadow Smokers Legion bag that we have, and it's so misshaped. I feel like it's gonna get damaged, and so that's why I went out and buy boxes. Hopefully that won't get damaged as easily. But yeah, now that I have boxes, I'll wait a few more items to arrive to me before I place another order on those hats. Since the trucker hats sizes are pretty universal, and I think that will be something doable, more sustainable for the Legion to be able to order a hat, something like that, for them to wear for the summer. Because I think summertime, you guys all prefer to wear a trucker hat so that your hair can vent. Hey Hashimoto, what's up? And Sherry, hey Sherry. So yeah, today we're smoking, for those people who arrived late, Casa Cuevas, what's it, Habano Flaco. It's a Lancero-ish thing. I think it's thicker than the average Lancero. Lancero. That it gives me just a little bit of transitions. Most Lancero I think is thinner than this, or smaller gauge than this. In terms of do I like it so far, I don't know. I don't particularly hate it, but it wouldn't be my top choice when I could choose a cigar for sure. I mean, in comparison, and let's be really honest, like in comparison between this Habano Flaco versus a regular Habano, I think the regular Habano is better in my choice. That's weird. I swear to God, when I send you stuff, I definitely put it in there. I still have a few more. I think I have like 4 more here. I'll send one to you when I get a chance. But yeah, if I had a regular Robusto Habano, I would probably prefer it over this one in terms of the complexity and the enjoyment. Because this thing right now is just not a lot going on, but spicy. Or a little bit spicy, not crazy spicy. Is Martin here? I don't think he's here right now, no. Yeah, so the trucker has, what happened is when it gets closer to the warmer temperature, I'll probably order some more for those people who care to have it. It's just that they're so expensive that I didn't want to order them. And right now I'm charging about $30 including shipping. I hope that will cover the cost, but I didn't want to go over that amount. So even if I had to take a loss, I'd do that. But I think that would do it. You know, I think that's just either break even or a small loss, which is not a big deal. I don't mind to have a small loss on the swags, and that's usually what we have. The problem we have is this weird ones. I hope he posts the box I sent him in the Legion. Martin Amaya? He usually would, no? Did he post on his own? Did he post on his own? Do you know? I don't know if there is one. I didn't see a post from him. Let me go to Matia Maya's page. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. You're sending him some. Must be something funny you send him then. He usually does. He records a video on what he received anyway, so he might probably will do an unboxing. There's a little saltiness to this too, but it's oh god, it's not as full flavored as the Robusto. That I can tell you. This for sure is not as full flavor as Robusto. It's more relaxed. I think in terms of the enjoyment, it's more relaxed of enjoyment. It's a more relaxed enjoyment. It's not as the per puff, per draw, is not as full of a body. Alright? It feels almost underfilled. A little bit light. Hey Matt. Also, I had to say, dude, I think Doc, we have a member named Doc invited a new member to the group, and his last name was Shadow Wolf. That was super awesome cool, okay? My wife read it, and she was like, you have a member named Shadow Wolf? I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? And turns out, based on the post on there, I think he's Native American. I think that's what it is, because I can't understand that that term. Like there was some going back and forth. Kiowa Salash Kunai here. That sounds like a tribe name. And then he say, "Crew, my friend, Shewani Cherokee," and I think Cherokee is a Native American tribe. No. So I don't know. I think that's actually. Did we ever look to see how much SSL box matches? You mean like cigar matches printed with SSL on it? Let me take a look. Because you need specific kind of match. You can't just use regular match because they taste weird. So, and then not many company does cigar matches. Okay. I'm not too sure. I think the minimum order for those cigar matches are you're looking like 1,000 orders. You're looking at 1,000 of like an order of 1,000 matches. So let me see. Okay, minimum order is 50, and that's not even for printings. Hey Cat. Hey J Kiddo. Yeah, that I had to research into it to find the correct match for it because I never looked into it. It's something that only specific places does that, and usually, okay. So there is, cigar matches is 5 cents to 70 cents per box, okay, per box. Printed depends on the print, and the minimum order is 5,000 boxes. 5,000 boxes. I don't think I want to keep 5,000 boxes in my house. Alright, here's another one. 30 cents. If you order 30 cents with custom logo with the cigar box matches, it is 30 cents a box. You need 10,000 boxes for minimum order. 10,000 boxes. Alright? Oh. 10,000 boxes. Handy calculator. 0.3 times 10,000. Easily $3,000. We need $3,000 to order one batch of cigar matches. I don't think so. I don't think that's worth it. And that's not including the shipping. The shipping on it would be ridiculous. I think we should group buy a screen printing and embroidery machine for SSL. Put that logo on everything. Unfortunately, that would be a problem too because let's say if you want to do screen printing. Screen printing is not hard. I have screen printing materials. I used to co-own a fashion company, so that's not a big deal. Screen printing is not hard. Setting up the screen is annoying as hell. Right? Setting up the screen and then the paint kills. I can't put that in my basement. Someone else is gonna have that in their workshop, not me. The paint smells really bad. I can't keep that. It had to be in an open spot. The paints are actually flammable. The gas. Internal embroidery machine are in the tens of thousands if you gotta do it right. Right? If you gotta do it right, it's expensive, and you also had to get the threads, and then you had to order like 10,000 shirts just to be able to do it, which doesn't make sense either. Trust me, I've been there before. I've been there before. I think what makes sense will be getting a laser engraver, which I plan to do. That way, whenever we give out special prizes and stuff like that, something that we can engrave, I'm gonna engrave it. And if we ever sell anything that's engraved, the money will go towards maintenance the machine. The machine laser head only have a certain lifetime. You actually have to change. You actually change the laser head once in a while, and also how much the electricity is. There's one that I'm looking at. It's about $600 to $700. It's not too bad. I'm not gonna buy the $10,000 unit because that wouldn't make sense. Literally, that would need like a 240 volt plug, and that wouldn't make sense. So I'm just looking for a low power one that goes over and over again to make it deeper engrave. Because I don't think we gotta engrave anything that's that big. I think any regular engraver will be able to engrave something this big. So $700 ish. That's my set budget in my mind when it comes out. I don't think it's out yet. So that's the plan. That's the plan. But yeah, the one that Brendan uses to engrave this like a ghost engraving on it, is a $10,000 machine. I mean, doesn't make sense for me. I mean, just replacing it, all that stuff doesn't make sense. So yeah, but as we do it, we'll find a way to do more stuff. Travel case and travel humidor. I have plans for that, but again, minimum order is what kills. Minimum order is what kills. All right. This thing is what my solution is for the travel case or travel humidor, because it's thermal and waterproof in there, and you can pull this up. So if you put anything in there and you close this up and then you pull this up, it will actually last you a few days, no problem. So that's my use for now. Literally, that's what I use for right now, to travel with cigars in it. And if I was to make something that's a travel case, I kind of want to make something similar to how Davidoff do it. Not the same way as those square one that we have for Christmas raffle. I don't like those solid boxes. I actually like soft boxes. So I was thinking to get a 2-layer system, like some sort of nubuck outside and a small box inside. That usually will do it. Or a 2-finger holder or something like that. That wouldn't make sense though. Do you really just bring 2-finger? You wouldn't, right? So that's something I'm looking into. I should just go learn how to do leather work and just do it myself. I used to laser engrave sound compressors for AT-15 and other guns. I was in the firearm industry. Gotta play the dad part. That must be tough, because when you engrave something that's round, the engraver acts funny. So yeah, that is something that I did thought about, but I wanted to have a better way to do it rather than do. You guys know how I do things. I like to do things right, and I want to do things like to my satisfaction. I can't just go out and there and say, hey, they make this box. I'm just gonna give them the logo and tell them to print it out all those boxes and turn out not liking it. If I'm gonna do something, I want to do it right. I do it to my satisfaction, right? So I have to go, wow, this thing's so good. I need to get one for myself. If I can't even like it myself, like if I don't want it for myself, I don't think anybody else wants to pay for it. So and especially, I gotta like it enough to take a loss on it. Everything we make, I take a loss. So I gotta like it enough to take a loss on it. So it's gotta be something that I had to like that much. And something like 10, I think usually 10 cigars is like a good amount. When you do 15 cigars, you usually bring back home like 5 more, 6 more. So I think 10 cigars are usually pretty good for 1 week. Well, sound compressor, aka silencer, are illegal in most places. So definitely illegal in Massachusetts. We cannot have silencers or sound compressors in Massachusetts. That's totally illegal. Just owning it is illegal. Not even put it on. Just owning it is illegal. So yeah, I don't think so. But somehow people just think that when you have that silencer, is nobody will know that you became like freaking 007, or like Snake from Metal Solid Gear, that nobody knows that you're shooting at somebody. No, people will hear it. But yeah, I mean, to get things right is hard, and I want to make sure I get things right. By the way, those matches are from China, so I don't really think that I want to buy anything from China at this moment. Nothing from China right now. I don't want to buy anything from China right now, even if they have it. So it will make sense if we ever had a Shadow Smokers Legion lounge, and then I'll go get those matches and put it everywhere. I'm pretty sure we'll run out of it very fast because all of you will just show up and then grab matches and go. I should engrave my Glock sight with the logo. Please don't do that. Just in case one day you become a murderer, every member of the Shadow Smoke Legion will be investigated. Okay? I do not want to deal with that. You know what? Today they announced a lot of things that they know about the coronavirus turned out to be false. So, they say about there was a drug that cures AIDS, can cure that. Doesn't work. Nope. They tested it, doesn't work. There's another one that says the Ebola virus drug works. No, it doesn't work. And then they also say that they thought during the incubation period you can actually translate that virus. That's also not true. So now nobody knows what's true. Is there a mandatory quarantine when you came from the U.S. came to the U.S. from China now? Number one, you cannot enter from the China right now. There's no way you cannot leave. You are unable to enter from China to the U.S. Number two, there's no mandatory quarantine. There's only voluntary quarantine. Number three, I cancel all my China flight because flight from U.S. to China has been suspended indefinitely. So there's no way to go. I cancel every single meeting. Even if I go, no one's in the company anyway. Probably in China, I think right now there's only 30% of workforce is actually working, and those people are hotels, convenience store, medical mask factories, and that's the few things that's open right now. Most places are closed because they don't want to have chance of getting trouble. So you really don't want to be in China right now. If anybody say that you might have coronavirus, you get locked in the house. It's not even close the door, tell you to stay at home. They lock your door with the steel bars. They lock your door with steel bars. Let me show you some picture. Let me see if I can find a picture of the people's door getting locked up. Alright, there's one. There's actually a clearer picture, but I can show you. They steel bar your door, so you cannot get out. Alright, let me show it to you guys. Seriously, China's gonna hate me for showing this, but I'm in the US, what are you gonna do? Alright, here it goes. It's in here. I'm smoking the Casa Cuevas Habano Flaco. Is one of their Lancero version of the Habano, and supposedly limited edition. So this is how they look like. You see, you'll be locked inside the door with a steel bar. You cannot get out. Alright, this is actual photo. I see actually. I mean, I don't have the actual photo of how it finished right now. They look like they are trying to keep a monster inside. It's crazy amount of bars that they are using. crazy amount of bars. My cousin was in China last week. Now he's in Taiwan. No, you can actually fly back from Taiwan. Taiwan is actually much more relaxed than China. However, if your passport shows that you have been to Wuhan, then you have an issue. If you have been to Wuhan at all in your passport, you will not be able to enter. Could you go from China to Canada, then Canada to US? No, they will check your passport. If you've been to China anytime after today, you will not be able to come in. You will not be able to come in. You know, it's one of those, the name you do not speak of. Right? This is crazy. They locked them into the house. Oh, here's a better picture. Here's a better picture. Okay, ready? So they lock you into the house, okay? All right? They lock you into the house. Look at this thing. Completely barred it. As if somebody in there can break out from this, all right? That bar goes across to the wall. Like, the only way to do it is to break that bar from the wall. There is no way to get out. And there's a sign that says, this family has contacted Wuhan virus. You can do not go close to this. Do not open the door. All right? These are actual photos. All right, so, you know, China don't like it. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. People are getting locked into their houses. And I'm gonna be very honest with you. In terms of flu, the best way is just stay home. Right? The best way is to just stay home, because the hospital can't do anything for you. So don't go to the hospital. There's no point, right? Don't go to the hospital. Don't do anything. Stay home and just do. What about fire? Well, I'm gonna tell you that if they had a fire in that house, the government will be very glad. Now, at least this family won't have to go through the cremation process. If you look at the cremation area, that place is full. I'm talking about 20, 30 beds of dead bodies on there, and they're burning 24 hours at a time. They just can't finish burning those bodies. So if they're burned in the fire, I don't think the government has any issues. You know, at that point, they'll have to jump the window, but I think even the windows are shut. Today, we'll also come to a conclusion. If you ever go to a cruise, okay, if you ever go to a cruise, make sure you book a balcony cruise, okay? What happened is all those people that's on the cruise, there's like 10, 15 cruises that has been quarantined. And how they quarantine you is actually keep you in your room. Everybody goes to your room. No entertainment, nothing. You can watch TV, you can have internet, but there's nothing else you can do. You cannot get out of your room. Okay, the foods are distributed to you at your room. So those people who are quarantined in a room with no windows are in a room, like literally a jail cell. Literally a jail cell. People who have balcony can actually, you know, have fresh air, fresh breeze, whatever, do whatever you wanted to do there. You know, in fact, have a cigar over there, it'd be fine. Because you can't go anywhere. You have to do it over there. Right? But if you don't have a balcony at all, you're in a jail. Alright? You're literally in a jail. Tiny room, TV broadcasts the same thing over and over again, and you have to wait for the food to get delivered to you. You cannot get out. Always book a balcony room when you go on a cruise. Oh my god, that was bad. But it wasn't that big a deal. It wasn't that big of a deal. It literally, I think, yeah, it's a really scary illness, but there's more people that recovered than people that died. And people who died are average to be older people. Make sure the windows are closed before jumping against them so you don't fall out. All right. So I know exactly which one you're talking about. You're talking about that grandfather accidentally dropped the kid through the window, right? Grandfather dropped the kid through the window. That case, I looked through it over and over again. And I even saw the videos and stuff like that. There is absolutely zero way that the grandfather did not know there's a window there. I've been on a cruise a few times. I know the window is actually slanted in a funny way, and the bar is at least a person width between the window and the person. So the person literally has to reach over to do it. Now, do I think the grandfather actually just drop him because he hated the grandkid? No. I think what happened is the kid was probably standing on the rail. The window was open. And somehow it tripped and they fell forward and fell in. That's how I think that it happened, okay? But then in that case, I still think it's the grandfather's fault. There's a bar there for a reason. There's a bar there for a reason. You know, you shouldn't put your kid on there. You know it's dangerous, especially with the window open. You know, I mean, suing the company for your mistake. That's just like, I don't want to get yelled at by my son-in-law and daughter-in-law for killing their kid, so I'm gonna say that is their fault. Now, come on. And just so happened, his kids, the parents are lawyers. What are the chances? What are the chances? So I really don't think this is at any fault of the cruising company. I think it's definitely the grandfather's fault. You know, it's like putting your kid on top of fire and see if he gets burned. Now, come on. That window, not only the window is slanting forward, the window actually goes outward, so it goes out. So it's not like you can't miss it unless you're colorblind. And even if you're colorblind, you should know there's a window there. So I don't know. I don't know why there's so many people fall overboard on the cruises. I mean, not everybody. Is it everybody wants to try it? Like, hey, Jack, Rose, I'm king of the world. No, I mean, don't do that. Don't do that. It's not meant to be, okay? Hey, Dustin. Everyone in Wisconsin is freaking out because there's one confirmed case of corona here. We have one confirmed cases in Massachusetts too. Guess what? I don't care. I really don't care about coronavirus in America. I'm not even caring when it's in China. I wouldn't care over here. Why? Because I really think that's just a really strong flu. Alright? You know, somebody did say that this person in UK that's cured, has recovered from the corona Wuhan virus, and actually said that he was cured because he stayed home, do nothing but drinking whiskey and honey. Drinking whiskey and honey made him cured. Whiskey is the cure. Alright, I'm not joking. I think I can still find that news. UK coronavirus, whiskey, and honey. Alright, here we go. I'm not kidding. This is real. I live in Framingham, so it's Western Mass. And we have quite a bit of members over in Massachusetts. We have quite a bit of members in Massachusetts. We hang out every so often, like every couple of weeks. So, originally we actually was gonna meet up this weekend, but like, you know, the time didn't match up so well. But we might meet next week. Actually, no, we can't even do next week. Next week is so this weekend. Next weekend is Valentine's Day, so everybody should stay home, because if you don't want to get in trouble, if you want to buy your cigar, stay home next week, okay? And the week after that, I'm going to New York, so it won't be. So it will be something like in March. We can hang out if you have the time. Okay, here we goes. Okay, UK teacher claimed that he beat the coronavirus with hot whiskey and honey. This is the best part. This is the best thing ever. Okay, whiskey saved life. Another benefit of whiskey. Another benefit of whiskey has proven that you can save yourself from that. Okay. There is some problem with the story, because it says teacher Connor Reed, 25, told the son that he thought he was going to die when he was hospitalized for 2 months ago in Wuhan, the Chinese city center of the outbreak that has killed more than 360 people. Yet he claimed he refused to take antibiotic and instead used an inhaler and drink hot whiskey with honey until that ran out. Here's the problem. Why would a doctor ever give you antibiotic? That did not make sense to me. All right, it's not a bacterial. It's not a cold. It's not a common cold. It's flu. Flu is viral. Antibiotic isn't gonna do anything for it. So that story did not make sense to me. However, it says that he was cured. So I don't know. He could be just normally cured. That has nothing to do with whiskey, or that the whole story is BS. Or who knows? Hopkinton, you're not that far. You're not that far actually. You should totally come hang out with us. When we have a meet. JD Kiddo. Who's JD Kiddo? JD Kiddo, identify yourself. JD Kiddo, are you? I know you're on all the time. You gotta be part of Shadow Smoke's Legion, right? But I don't remember anybody's address that's in Hopkinton. No, we don't have anybody in Hopkinton. No. So, JD Kiddo, you're not a member of Shadow Smoke's Legion. Why doesn't anybody invite you? Why didn't you want to join Shadow Smoke's Legion? That's the question, huh? I'm more scared of dengue fever. You should join us. I mean, that way we can hang out. Any of these members over here can send you an invite. Because I see you quite often in our show, so. And we hang out just fine when we go. You did? So you were a member, but that got kicked out? Oh, but you're not on Facebook. I hope not. I hope not. All you had to do is make a fake account on Facebook. You don't need a real account, because you're afraid of your information get out and stuff like that. You don't have to make an actual name account. You just have to make an account that we know is you. You don't have to share that account. That account does not have to have any friends and still can join Facebook to do that, because we have most posts on Facebook. That's why we use Facebook more often, because it's just easier to post everything, including events and swag and all that stuff. So if you like to join, all you have to do is make a simple Facebook to do it. Just make a Facebook, and you don't have to put your real name. You just have to let us know what your real name is, and then we don't give out your information or anything. So, do you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody think that Facebook is gonna steal my information, blah blah blah. Don't give them any information. Just make an account, and then we can invite you. That's all that simple. We have a few members that actually just make a account with not even their real name, and then we were able to invite it. Just make sure you have a picture and stuff like that, so we can none of your friends gonna find you, because the account, the page for Shadow Smoke Legion is private. Nobody can see whatever you post in there, and nobody can share that post. Once you share it doesn't show anything. So okay, so yeah, do that. All you have to do is make an account. Try not to do the same name as this, because then people can search that. But just make another one with your nickname or something like that. And you can, once you join, you can make your account private, so that nobody can search for you on Facebook, and none of the information will go out. I know a lot of people are just concerned with the information, but you don't have to put your real name on there. How do I know I am not a fake account, Tony? I wish it was a fake account. I wish it was a fake account for you, Chapin, so I can go, oh, fake account, delete. One day, man, one day. One day. I just don't know which day, but one day. I'm telling you, one day. I just don't know which day. Crazy, crazy Chapin. Crazy Chapin. So yeah, I mean, coronavirus, I think it's not that big of a deal, in my opinion. So I don't think anybody should be worried. And literally, surgical mask isn't gonna save you, because it can go through your eyes, it can go through your ears. It isn't gonna save you. You gotta get sick, you gotta get sick. Once you make an account, you can search for Soy Sauce Assassin on Facebook, and you can send that account a message. All right, that page is public, so anybody can find it. Soy Sauce Assassin. Once you find it, go there, send me a message or make a post, so that I have your name, your account, so I can invite you, or I can have someone invite you. Martin, or you can contact Martin Amaya. His page is also open, and he can invite too. Because apparently Martin knows you. Do you do any trick with that yo-yo? Didn't I receive a yo-yo from one of you guys a long time ago? I'm trying to finish this cigar. And if I finish early today, I want to try this thing. Like this thing is right next to my table, and I'm looking at it every day. I was like, I really want to try to see how it feels like to smoke out of this thing. So I really wanted to try this. So cute. That does look like a Popeye thing. Smoking a CAO. Which CAO? Brasilia? So it has become a habit. Every morning, first thing I get up, I go to Drew Estate's website. Because I really don't want to miss the opportunity to buy the ticket. And they haven't really announced anything, information about that. I subscribe to their email, but really, do I trust emails? Not so much. I want to be the first one to buy it if I could, because I know the ticket flies away quickly. But I just can't find it. I just every day I'm just waiting. There's a rumor it's gonna come out February 10th, but I don't know. Like I don't know what happened if I missed it. Just had to buy a regular ticket, I guess. I can walk the dog and cradle the baby with the toy, Brendan. So yeah, I've been looking through my cigars. I found a bunch of cigars. My plan is to slowly prepare some weapon of mass destruction to send to some members. I have to figure out what member I'm gonna send it to though. I just want to show up and not to one and not tell anyone. For what event? Bong Smokers. Bong Smokers, Connecticut. I say I'll go this year, so I usually keep my promises. So if I say I'll go, I'll go. So I'm trying my best to get a ticket. I don't want to break my promise because say, hey, sorry, I can't buy a ticket, so I can't go. I already have the budget set up and all that stuff, planned it out. Tell my wife about it. My wife was like, yeah, go. What are you waiting for? I said, oh yeah, I can't buy a ticket yet. That's why. So yeah, I want to keep my promises. Whenever when I can't follow through on a promise, I feel bad. I feel really bad. I would think about it all the time. It might be something that I grew up with, but I don't like to be disappointed, so I don't like to disappoint people. It's called CAO Extremo. What's the price generally? I think the regular ticket is 100, and if you want a VIP ticket, it's another 100 on top of that, so it's 200. That's what I was told. Price might vary, I don't know, but $100 is not too bad. Like I say, I haven't bought this year so far. I don't think I bought any Davidoff cigar in the box. So I got plenty of spare changes to buy them. Granted, I haven't paid my tax yet. I haven't paid my tax yet. Yes, I have not paid my tax. When I say when I come to tax return, I don't say tax return. It's pay my tax, because I always owe money. I've not have a tax return for at least 10 years. I have not have a tax return for at least 10 years. I'm just waiting. I had to go through my preparation. I had to go through an accountant to review my preparation, and then I have to gather a big ass check, and then have to send it through. I hate tax seasons, but it is what it is. And I'm still waiting for my car tax to show up, my excise tax. Last year, my excise tax for my car was $1,300 and change. Hopefully this year is less. I mean, that's ridiculous to pay $1,300 on the car tax. First year was almost $2,000. Hopefully this year will be dropping, like, I don't know, $800. That'll be nice. I'll be happy with $800. And then this that weekend when I go to New York, I had to go with my brother to see if he wanted to buy a new car. He's looking for a new car. He's looking for a new M3. He's also looking for the new Corvette. I probably go test drive it to see how it is. I know the new Corvette is hot cake. It looks great. I heard the first Corvette was auctioned off for like millions of dollars. My excise tax was $60. I cannot remember the last time I paid double digit for any of my excise tax. I think not even my Kia was 600 range. Was $60 range. I think it was a few $100. So I have not have $60 for a while. So you get taxed on shit you already own. I was staying in Wyoming. No, don't you have excess tax? Excess tax is not something you already own. If you don't drive your car, you don't pay tax on it. Excess tax is the ability to use the road. Excess tax actually go towards road repair, salting the roads, highway repair, that kind of stuff. That's what excess tax is for. So I don't know. That your state doesn't have that kind of tax. Let me see if you're on the list. 9 states don't have tax. Wyoming. Okay, so there's no personal income tax. What? Alaska, Florida, Nevada, South Dakota, and Wyoming. But there's no Wisconsin. Texas, Washington. No Wisconsin. Alaska, Delaware, Montana, New Hampshire, Oregon don't have imposed state sales tax. But each state has its own regulation of excess tax, income tax. Yeah, so you still have excess tax. No, there is Wisconsin. Okay, Wisconsin, you paying that tax is part of your gasoline, looks like. No state tax. Okay, alright, see, I'm looking at Wisconsin's. I guess there is. No, Wisconsin has excise tax. It's added to your gasoline. Wisconsin has excise tax. It's added to your gasoline, okay? And let's see. It is. And you guys have cell phone tax. Wisconsin collect a registration fee and a title fee on sale and transfer of cars, which essentially rename excise taxes. Unlike standard excise tax, however, end consumer must pay tax directly to the Wisconsin Department of Transportation and receive documentation way to provide the fee were paid. Wisconsin excise tax on gasoline is 30.9 cents per gallon. So you guys have tax, just add it to something else. You guys do have tax. You are number 12 and highest gas tax. It says, virtually all Wisconsin merchants pass on the excise tax on the consumer through higher priced goods and the taxed goods. So you guys do pay tax. You know, that's the one weird thing about America. America asks you to file your own tax, right? You have to calculate it. You have to tell them how much you earn. You have to calculate how much you owe, and you tell them how much you pay. In Asian countries, they send you a bill. They already know how much you earn, and they tell you exactly what it is. You don't have to go through tax professionals to deal with that. They send you a bill. So that was much easier. Like, I don't have to do tax in Asia. They send me a bill. Can you challenge the bill? Pretty much not. You pay whatever they tell you. But at least, there's no mistake. There's no tax audit. They already calculated for you, right? Tax audit means that I don't believe what you did, so I'm gonna check it, right? But if the government is doing your tax, there's no checking. They're like, we must be right. Yeah. So that didn't make sense to me. I think that America is the weirdest tax country where you are the one to responsible to tell them how much you owe. That's the weirdest thing. I mean, everything else they tell you how much you pay. No, $1.80 $1.80 Really? $1.88 for your gas? But then again, that's for 89 or 87, right? What is your premium gas over there cost right now for a premium, let's say 91? Premium 91, how much we pay for it? You know, there is a good news. Amazon, for the first year, 2019, they are going to pay federal tax. You know, out of $100-something billion they earn, actually no, $209 billion, I think that's their gross. They pay $130-something thousand. Wow, that's like 1%. That's like 1% tax they finally is paying. Oh my god, they're finally paying 1% tax. It's crazy. I think in Massachusetts we're in the $3 range, $3.20, $3.40 maybe. There we go. So yeah, $3.45 is about the same as Massachusetts. Now I can't pump 89 gas, even though the everything tells you that you could. If you ever have a car that's direct injection, for any reasons or DI, you do not want to pump 89 in your car. You will clog up that cylinder for sure. You don't want 89. I've seen so many sports cars. Sports cars are not reliable. That we all know, okay? Sports cars are not reliable. When you have a direct injection sports car, super unreliable. So if you do an 89, you gotta clog that nozzle. All right, and if you do 91, and you can prove it, whenever the nozzle breaks, you bring it back and it's your fault. Massachusetts for sure. Everything is taxed. right? You buy something, tax. You earn something, tax. Your parent give you something, tax. Your parent is dead. No one else will take it but you, tax. $95. Now we don't have 95s here. That's like super hard to find. 95 is hard to find. I know people go with the 100s, 102s. Those are like, you gotta buy your own tank. You gotta buy your own barrels of gasoline. So 95s are hard to find. We don't have 95 here. Even though 95 is what other countries use, like a European country, they use 95. But they calculate by liters. We calculate by gallons. So. Tobacco tax is just a weird thing. Originally, tobacco tax was actually made for cigarette, right? To deter people from buying cigarettes. But having the same tax, like the same kind of tax on cigars, are just weird. Before, cigars don't even have much tax, and people would literally buy disguise cigarette as cigars and selling in like gas stations and pharmacies. And kids will go buy the cigar as cigarettes because they are cheaper. But like right now they're putting on the cigar too. That doesn't make sense to me because they're not the same stuff. And the way it is to use, the price range is already high. To put tax on that to deter people, it doesn't make sense. 91 is $4.15 a gallon in Mexico. Are you serious? But that's the conversion, right? Because I think Mexico uses liter as well, no? I mean, I can't really complain because I think US does have one of the cheapest gasoline price in the world. One of the cheapest. When I go to Japan, I hate pumping gas. It's so expensive. So expensive. Like, I'd rather be in a taxi than pumping my own gas. In Japan, I actually rather use public transit because it's so easy. The transit is clean. The transit is easy to use, and taxi and stuff is all easy to use. So I'd rather use those rather than driving. We do drive once in a while, but not often. The minimum wage is $6.36. Oh my god. I love to support brick and mortar, but I mean online is way cheaper. Now, for most people, you can get away with it. Most people can get away with it. I don't ever get away with the out-of-state online no tax. Because on my tax, I have to claim out-of-state taxes. Because I buy large amount of cigars, and it's definitely over $1,000 at a time. So I had to report them, and I had to pay additional tax. Gas is $1.95 right now here. Sales tax is 11.5%. Whoa. Wait, no. Fernando, that doesn't make sense. Minimum wage is $6, but you're talking about $6 a day. That's not minimum wage anymore, right? Because that's like Chinese salary. Average Chinese earning is $100 a month. $100 a month. That's the average earning in China. So that's pretty much what it is. Some people earn even less. I mean, the average $100 a month is actually for people that have actual job. You know, when you see those kiosks in China selling the crazy food, they don't make nearly enough. I like, no, if it wasn't because the housing don't have much tax, the house you live in don't have to pay tax and stuff, you will have go broke. It's funny because my wife was looking at a drama. Now, my wife's Chinese culture isn't as in-depth as mine because I grew up that way and she didn't. So, you know, in the show, this lady still live at home with her parents. 32 years old. At 10:30 p.m., the lady's mother called her up and says, 10 o'clock, time to go home. My wife is like, there is absolutely no way at 32 years old, my mother freaking calls me and I'm gonna go home. No way. What the hell? Is that little like curfews? I was like, well, if you live in your mom's basement, you will listen to that. because you still live at home at 32, you have curfews. Yeah, Brendan, why do you think Ford, Nissan, and other big American companies are in Mexico? In Mexico, that's probably right. That's pretty sad. But then again, in Mexico, you can buy a piece of land for like $5,000. Okay, so the standard of living and cost of living is that different. But that's the thing, though. That always amazes me that with people's money be that little, Fernando can still make money by going back and forth California and Mexico. People in Mexico don't have the money to pay you. Not to mention, Fernando, you had to pay the road tax. Or the passage tax. Passage tax. Wow. Just, some people take America for granted. If you live in America, you're living in a good situation compared to other people. We have the few Congress people, specifically a woman that came from BU, which I still apologize on behalf of the entire BU community that we have a student that came out to be like that. I apologize. But yeah, she think that $15 an hour is not livable wage. Stop buying so much stuff. You'll be able to live at $15 an hour. You'll be able to live at $13 an hour. I know plenty of people that live at $8 an hour. Okay, so don't tell me that $15 is not a livable wage. If you work 100 hours at $15 an hour, you make 60 plus grand a year. That's a livable wage. Land is super expensive in Mexico. Depends where, right? Depends where. What's that? Venezuela. Venezuela's cheaper. I think it's with Venezuela. Or Peru, one of them. Alright? If you make minimum wages, and unfortunately you have expenses that you don't need an iPhone. You don't need to buy $1,000 iPhone. You don't need that Coach bag. You don't need that expensive Gucci shoes. You will have a livable wage, okay? You will be able to live, all right? Trust me on that. I've seen people earn much less and still have a livable wage because they don't splurge their money on buying things they shouldn't be. They don't go out there. Even at $15 an hour, you'll have, what's it called, the nutrition assistant or food stamps. People buy lobster with food stamps. I get jealous whenever I see that, okay? I mean, like Stop and Shop. People are buying lobster with their food stamp, nutrition assistant card. Buying lobster. I was like, holy shit, I make that much money. I don't even buy lobster at that price. And you guys are swiping lobsters? That's ridiculous. So, don't tell me that you don't have enough earning. Everybody has earning that they're willing to. Just because you have low earning doesn't mean you have to spend the same way as like average people who make even higher living. Not everyone needs an iPhone, especially Martina Maya. All right, buy a regular phone. Don't go out there and buy an iPad for your kid. Don't go out there and use Escalator for your makeup. You will be fine. Okay, you will be fine. I'm telling you. All right, especially if you have like 4 kids. Well, number one, if you have minimum wage and you don't make enough money, don't have 4 kids. Alright? And I'm not trying to insult you or anything. Having kids is great. I'm envious of you. Having kids is great. But you don't need 4 when you can't afford it. Okay? And let's say if you have 4, they are tax deductible. So I'm pretty sure you have the money. I buy stuff I don't need, like SSL hat, still waiting for the wife to see the charge on my car. You need the SSL hat. The SSL hat is gotta keep your hair out of your working environment. It's gotta save your life. It's gotta keep you from having too much sunlight. It's gonna keep you cool. It's gonna keep you happy. You need that, and it's a lot cheaper than an iPhone. It's I don't know. I don't believe that anybody uh, is willingly working at a job where it doesn't make a living. I mean, they've been living all these years. So if it's not a living wage, what are they doing? You know, if you're not making a livable wage, stop racking up your credit card. Show a picture. What picture? Stop racking up your credit card. Don't go crazy at spending. Don't buy things you can't afford. And luxury brands, stay away from them. You'll be fine. You'll have more than enough. I know this woman have 4 kids, okay? And she makes $15 an hour. No, she makes $14.70 an hour. Part of my PPE. Yeah, you always need SSL stuff. With the SSL stuff, you go out like having a Gucci on you. I wear this. I can afford luxury brands, but I wear this when I go out. Honestly, I have not been buying any expensive clothes for a long time ever since I found out I can just put SSL logo on everywhere. So I've been just wearing these, $50 shirts compared to my $5,000 suit. I wear this. Oh, Martin is back. Good thing we already finished talking about him, so he doesn't have to hear it. But yeah, in terms of livable wage, I think everybody has a livable wage. Because when you're looking for a job, you already know how much you're getting paid. So to say that, the company's being unfair and give you a non-livable wage, that's a different story. Yes, inflation is making the dollar value go down. Inflation is making dollar value go down. But even that average living expense still didn't change. So I don't believe that when somebody say the $13.50, $14 are not a livable wage. So I have 3 kids and live on single income. I'm definitely not rich, but I'm also not hurting. It's about how you spend your money. Exactly, and that is a great way of saying it. It's all about how you gotta spend your money. Okay, spend wisely. Don't go crazy. You'll be fine. You literally will be fine. I mean, there's no such thing as I don't have enough money. It's how you spend your money, how you plan out your money. You don't always have to have crazy stuff. Granted, I think Chapin can make majority of stuff that he needs. Tour it out at work, and that's a different story. But still, I don't think you need that much money, right? You don't need that much money to live. Now, is there ever too much money? No. I mean, if you can make more, then your life expectancy standard will be higher. But it doesn't mean that if you earn less, there's no way to live. I mean, if they increase pay for the people who does minimum stuff like serving hamburgers in McDonald's, hamburger will be more expensive. Families that makes more will actually spending more to buy whatever they need. So in turn, increasing your salary isn't gonna increase your situation. In fact, it's gonna make the situation worse because everything has to be more expensive, right? So when they increase by $1, every person that's making that salary, there could be 200,000 people, 2 million people, had to increase by $1. So it costs the company an additional $2 million. It costs the company additional $2 million. What does that mean? They need to make that additional $2 million, right? So that to keep their shareholders happy and all that stuff. So everything's gonna be more expensive. So increasing your minimum wage isn't gonna change anything. Things are gonna equalize, right? Things are be more expensive as you earn more. So I really don't think that solves any problem. I mean, that's the part where I kind of support, like, tax breaks and stuff like that. I know the government already don't have enough money, uh, but $52 billion in a military budget, that's kind of a lot of money. The government does have money. The government needs to spend less crazy money on crazy things, and then everybody will be fine. And I agree with that. The more money you make, the more money you spend. In fact, the top tier people, don't think that people with a lot of money has no debt, okay? People with a lot of money always have debt. I think whoever complains about making under 15 an hour should live 1 month in a third world country. Yes. And they will realize that, yeah, they got a lot of money to spend, but even that doesn't buy them the same quality of living as America. All right? If you had to live in the same place where you make that kind of money, health insurance for my family is $1,500 a month. That's a lot. It took me many years to make what I'm making. If people make 15 flipping burger, I'll be pissed. Yeah, and everybody will say the same thing. People complain about white collar making specific kind of money and blah 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 blah. My wife makes $80,000, almost $90,000 a year. All right, so let's say that's a standard white collar living wage. Okay. At that money, she works crazy amount of hours. Okay, that means 8 o'clock waking up, working until 7 p.m. That's almost having like 1.5 jobs. Now, at $15 an hour, if you work 2 jobs, you'll make close to that. You'll make $60-something thousand. Okay, because my wife's $80,000 includes like a $10,000 bonus and $1,000 profit sharing and all that stuff. But if you work that many hours, the same amount of hours that white collar is making, you will make that kind of money. All right, they're complaining about white collars don't 9 to 5s. White collar don't always have 9 to 5s. All right, my wife don't have 9 to 5s. My wife don't get home until 7:30, 8 o'clock, and she start working at 8 something. So if you add that time in there, just working regular hour plus OT, you're almost there. You're almost there. So it's all equal. People are paying, and they're paying them salary. So working more actually don't get you more pay. Working more actually don't get you more pay, and you have to also factor in the cost of going to that work. What does that mean? You have to wear suits. You have to wear white collar clothing, and they are not cheap. Okay, constantly buying white collar clothing are not cheap. What I would love to wear this to work, but for my job, I cannot go meet a client in this. Okay, if I meet a client in this, they're not gonna take me seriously. He's like, this guy looks like high school grad. He's trying to tell me what to do in a hoodie. No, how do I dress to meet a client? $5,000 suit, $500 belt, $2,000 shoes, $20,000 watch, and then necktie, a $200 cologne. What else is on me? $600 wallet. The amount of money I spend just to be able to meet a client is 1 year of salary. And do you think I feel good about buying that? No, I don't like to wear like that. I like to dress like this. This is very comfortable. Wearing a suit is never comfortable. Wearing a working leather loafer is not comfortable. Okay? Wearing suits are not comfortable. You gotta be careful while you're eating, drinking coffee. Because if you spill your coffee, here goes your $300 shirt. I'm a consultant. I'm a self-employed consultant. So I have to meet clients. So, you have to dress up. And that's cost of working. All right, this cost of working, the amount of shirts I had to buy. Every time, you cannot wear an old shirt. It has to be ironed. You have to be cleaned. White shirt tends to yellow. You have to change them. And every time you change them, it's $300. And that's one belt. That's one belt. I have like 16 belts. All right, I have 16 belts. I have probably 10 suits, different color, black, blue, brown, gray. You know, so you have to, you know, different attire for different time, right? You have to go to eat with your client. You have to take the bills, and especially Asians. All right, we take the bills, okay? And granted, it's actually pretty cheap because when I go to China, we're gonna see a client. After the client, we take the entire team of probably 20, 30 people to eat an entire meal of whatever they want. Usually like 25 dishes per table, and we have 2 or 3 tables. It's not expensive, but you know, that's part of the expense. You know, you go to Japan, you gotta take your client out. That's more cost. You know, there are times where I give them ideas, and then, you know, it's almost like Congress. You gotta whip your votes, right? You gotta take them out and eat, and then try to convince them with your ideas, and that costs money. They're not gonna go with you if there's not gonna be a meal. And so imagine a sushi meal for 20 people. Sushi meal for 20 people. That's you're looking at thousands of dollars just to be one. Okay. So there is always expense. There's always expense. You know, I want to consult people with suits. Here's the thing. If you can consult people, you don't have to work for anybody. You wouldn't have to work for me. It wouldn't make sense. Because when people go hire a consultant, they want to hear from the person that they hired. So even if I hire you, it wouldn't make any sense because they still want to talk to me. So if you can do that, if you can, you know, if your idea is good, you have enough education background and research and stuff like that, you can do it yourself. You can open a consulting firm and then just do it yourself. Most consulting firms will hire people to do it. That doesn't make sense for me because a lot of people are just doing research. I do my own research, so that's part of my work. I don't hire people to do research because I don't trust that. Because if you do the research and I didn't understand it, when I go to a meeting, I'm gonna get burned to death. Okay, I ain't going to get grilled on the spot. Imagine, like, you know, 9 other people are trying to say that your idea sucks, and you have to tell them that they suck. You will not see me dress up doing a live. No, that's not comfortable. I just don't like that. That's, you know, and every time I do that, then I have to go dry clean my entire suit because now it's gonna smell like cigar again. Now I had to go wash them. Do you know how much it costs to dry clean the entire suit? No, the shirt wrinkles if you don't have a pants to tuck it down. You need to tuck it down. But you guys see me, like, you know, glasses and everything. And my glasses cost like $600. So yeah, you know, you gotta fake it until you make it, kind of thing. You gotta go in there. If you go in there looking like you earn less money than them, they're not gonna take your word for anything. They're like, this guy, do you really trust this guy? This guy is wearing a hoodie, trying to tell you what to do. Unless he's the Zuckerberg, which makes sense. His shirt is hoodie. Or unless you're like, you know, Tim Cook wearing a turtleneck, no one's gonna take you seriously. And the only reason they can wear that is because they're the CEO. Not happening. I am not gonna spend the money to do a live and have to dry clean my clothes. We actually go to Cigar and Lounge 2 weeks ago. We went to Cigar and Lounge 2 weeks ago. 2 or 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. But that, I actually don't like to drive over there because when I drive over there, holy shit, the road is horrible going over there. The road is horrible going there. The parking is tiny and everything. We tend to go to the one that's here, Clockwork Cigar. That's nearby here in Framingham. We hang out in Justin's place a lot too. Justin had a really nice backyard that we can sit and enjoy. Always have drinks and stuff like that. It's a great place to hang out. So Group buy for a dry clean. My dry clean bills are like $300. So yeah, you don't want to try to group buy a dry clean. This is why I have a cigar shirt, okay? This is why I have a cigar shirt. Seriously. But yeah, it's expensive. So, yeah, you make a lot of money. Also, you have a lot of expense, right? My internet bill is at $300 a month for internet. $300 a month for internet because I do so much research and calculation and all that stuff. My internet needs to do, This is why I can also do streaming because I already have internet at home anyway. So a lot. My electric bill is $600 a month, right? And that's with me doing nothing. So if the more money you earn, the more expense you have. You live in a bigger house, more expense too. Heating, gas, water, all that stuff costs more. So it's just how much you make and how much you use. It has to balance out. That way, you will have a living wage no matter how. When I started, I didn't have that much money. I still just tried to make it, get by with it. I still had to put down initial investment on suits and stuff like that. And here's another thing though. When it comes to suit, always tailor your suit. When it comes to suit, always tailor your suit, okay? There is a rule to dress good. There is a rule. So if you're wearing a suit that's not fitted and you go to a meeting, people will notice it right away. People notice it right away. It's like he just bought that suit from Gap or whatever, They can tell. So it's very important how you do it, how you do the tie. The tie must have a dimple. When you tie your tie, it has to be specific. If you have a wide neck, make sure you know how to do a double Windsor. If you have a slimmer neck, you do a single Windsor. You have to know all that stuff. So it's not like people who flip burgers all of a sudden go, so you know what? I should make the same amount of money. I should make $60,000 a year with no expense. No, we make a certain amount of money because we have expense, and that expense is being covered. Why do you think doctors make so much money? Because they have some serious student loan. All right, their student loans are like the 6-digit range. Their student loans are crazy. That's why they're paying it off, right? But props to Trump for the visibility of itemized what service costs what. That's very important. I think that America's medical system is screwed up in terms of pricing. It going to getting a blood check costs like hundreds of dollars. Really? Hundreds of dollars for blood checks. Come on. Co-pay $20 for going there to see if the doctor says you're okay. $200 to do a dental cleaning. Come on. What the hell? My internet is $95 a month, 420. I think I have 1 terabit on both sides, so something like that. And I have to pay cloud storage for information that I store for meetings and clients and stuff like that. Every meeting I have notes and have to keep all those notes, and I have to have another company come and take my sensitive documents and put it in the locker. All that stuff is our expense. I have to keep those documents legally, because if they sue me for any reason, my lawyer have to look through those documents, make sure I did my due diligence on all the information. So that's still expense. Safe deposit boxes and all that stuff. All that is expense. Not an easy thing. No, there is a lot of expense. Well, if you have dial-up, of course you always have internet problem, Fernando. My house has boxes of this because that's what I need. I don't sleep. The amount of hour I work, if I was to make $15 an hour, I'll probably go close to what I'm earning right now. I work some ridiculous hours. I used to use Net Zero when I'm in high school because it's free, but now they charge money, I think. Now they charge money, so You know what? I have like 30 minutes left, and this cigar is pretty much done. I can tell you honestly, swear to God, that I prefer the Robusto version of the Habano versus this one. I think the Robusto version is much better in terms of distributing the flavor in the cigar. So if it's up to me, I buy the Robusto rather than this. If you like Lanceros, sure. I mean, this thing burns a long time, hour and a half. That's quite a long time. So you know, if you like long-term cigars, you could. But I much rather smoke a cigar and a half in terms of like a Robusto version of this Habano. And now I'm gonna try this because people say this does work. So I want to try this. So can I try this? I can try this, right? Let's just do the Red Moon because it's right next to me. Ah, smells so good. Every time I open it, smells so good. When I went to hospital, for my broken finger, I didn't even see document $5,700. I had surgery, doctor for 1,000. Oh my god, that's crazy. You know, broken finger in Asia costs you less than $1,000. That's why it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, here it goes. Here it goes. I am going to do the rolling method. Oh, this thing is scary. I don't know. I don't want to break it. I feel like a rookie every time I do this. I am a rookie, but like I feel like an idiot when I try to do this because I just don't know how to do it correctly. All right, so I think that's enough. There's no way to put a filter in this, so I can't. I probably will suck into some of these things, but there we go. Put it back in. It smells so good. All right, here it goes. I'm gonna use match in case you guys go crazy. All right, no torch, match. It kind of works. Again, obviously, this is very all of a sudden thing, so I didn't get to dry my tobacco before I do it like everybody asked me to, but I want to do this. It's kind of cute. I don't know. It works. And it's probably good because that way I can actually finish it, if anything. I don't know. Do you think this will keep lit? I don't know. Because it's already started to go off. It's already started to go off. I don't know. I just can't keep it lit. That's my problem. I just can't keep it lit. It's just I don't have that skill to keep it lit. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I still don't know how to do it. But I'm thinking I'm getting better at it. It's just, practice. It's not easy. And I think that is already about to go off. Light it again and temp it down. Alright, temp it down. Alright, temp it down. Some of them went through. I don't want a piece of hot thing just go through because there's no filter on this thing. I'm really afraid of it. I think that's gotta go through and it's gotta burn my throat. 2021 is gonna happen, man. I'm telling you. This time when I go to New York, I probably ask about the lounges and stuff. Let me light this so I can light that. Yeah. It's going through. Yeah, you guys had to teach me how to do this because I'm just not doing it right. Too much work in a way. I just didn't like how much work it takes. Too much work. Kind of works. But too much work. But yeah, this time when I go to New York, I will start asking about the event, the lounge and stuff like that, and try to figure out how we can do it. Because I think I kind of have an idea how much people is going, about 30 to 40 people, so it's not gonna be 70, and we should be able to sort it out. And that's one of my goals this time, to go do it. I mean, I probably gotta go to New York probably 4 times this year or something like that. So I will use those times to figure it out. Actually, kind of works after I temper it down a little bit. So yeah. It works. And yeah, I can get a little bit more aroma out of this. So tempering is very important, I guess. Anyways, so I think that's it for today. I'm gonna finish this enjoyment a little bit and while I read some more documentation, and that will be it for today. I will see you guys on Facebook for the JD Kiddo. Make sure get a Facebook account, join us. I'd love to have you in the Shadow Smokes Legion. And yeah, if you like this thing, I think you guys should all click like. I don't know why you guys don't click like. It doesn't cost you anything. Click likes, okay? Alright, so yeah, that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow or something like that on Facebook. James, when you watch this tomorrow or later, happy birthday, belated birthday. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.